So yeah, apologies.
What are they worth?
So let's start with Pewds, because that's the most recent one, like 3 days ago recent.
Yeah.
So for anyone who's aware of Mr. Nazi Pie, I think you know my opinions already just by what I said there.
But that's not his name.
PewDiePie, our wonderful 75 million subscriber person who just beat an entire fucking music label in India for subscriber count. That was the whole T-Series versus PewDiePie thing.
Oh, wow.
That was an entire music label, like India's largest music label, like Warner Music Group big.
Oh, wow.
Was facing PewDiePie for subscribers, and PewDiePie beat them.
Huh.
Then released a video promoting 28 channels, as he claimed in his fucking wonderful apology video. And one of them is called, I think it was ER or SR. I think it's ER.
I think it's ER, yeah.
That happens to just be very alt-right. And then, not great, especially since you're introducing that to a possible 75 million people.
Right.
And then, you just add on the fact that for the last year and a half, PewDiePie's also been doing things that happen to relate to that, like his Nazi jokes, his Jewish jokes, him saying the N-word on stream, anything he does behind the scenes that God knows what's going on behind the scenes with him.
In his apology, he didn't even say that, like, he thinks that it's bad. He just thinks that, like, he's like, I have no issues with the Nazi stuff. I'm just trying to distance myself from it,
which doesn't get any better.
Right.
Like, one of his, it gets more interesting too. It's like he gets called out for promoting the Nazi channel, and his response to that was to focus specifically on the one video that he said he liked for that channel.
Right.
Despite the fact that he promoted the entire channel.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh no, I loved that video." Then you go into the video, and the video is making fun of Black L, calling him a couple things.
Right.
Making fun of Heather Heyer, the person who was fucking run down and killed by a neo-Nazi.
Yeah.
Last year. That guy just got 374 years in prison.
Right.
And just doing shit like that, making fun of the Jewish conspiracy and stuff, hitting all those alt-right topics. And PewDiePie is not like, didn't say, "Oh, I didn't watch this video, I just promoted." He's like, "I loved this video."
Right.
He knew what he was promoting.
It's kind of semantics. Like, see, like PewDiePie should, like, Kodak Black should have hit up PewDiePie for the media trainer, because that's basically semantics. Like, for someone who clearly knows how the YouTube system works, if you recommend a video, what the fuck do you think they're gonna do to the channel?
Like, as of 3 days ago, when I last read the article, I read the article today, but the article's from 3 days ago. That channel had gained fucking over 10,000 new subscribers and 72,000 views.
Yeah.
Just from PewDiePie's acknowledgement.
Right.
Like, if we got 10,000 subscribers overnight, we would probably be forming an LLC right now. Like, how do you fucking recover? How do you defend that, PewDiePie?
I mean, there is no way to defend it, in my opinion.
Same.
Just because it's like the thing is that PewDiePie is clearly someone who's been trying to distance themselves from it, just due to the fact that they don't want to fuck up their money.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and they've very likely built a brand off of all this alt-right stuff. Most of these people that have, like, these white people that have, like, come up off of doing, like, gaming or like gaming, like comic books or whatever, like a lot of these, like, I guess, like, air quotes, pop culture shit, have dabbled in that type of, like, propaganda.
Yeah.
Especially if you get, like, very big.
Yeah.
So, like, the idea of, like, trying to he's trying to roll around, he's trying to, like, get around it, so, like, I don't really feel like that's why he's not really apologetic.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care about the Nazi stuff, I just don't want to be associated with it. And clearly, old habits are hard to break. It's
just like he, I had a Jay isn't in the podcast right now, but me and Jay had an argument about this, like a straight up yelling argument about this yesterday. And I heard some defending points for PewDiePie, like he doesn't have a team. It's just him is one of the big defending points. Or he's a YouTuber, so why is the media getting up in arms? Is the other defending point. It's not defending his actions, it's defending how people are reporting it is the big thing. And people are like, oh, why are they doing that to him and stuff like. He's a fucking celebrity. He has 75 million subscribers, which is the biggest. It's unheard of.
Right.
Like that. TV struggles to hit 12 million views. If you hit 12 million like concurrent viewers on a TV show, you are the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So imagine having 75 million subscribers.
Yeah.
And even if you take a third of that, that's still higher than any TV program in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
Of course he's going to get hounded by the media.
Right.
Especially if he's doing Nazi shit.
Yeah.
And has been doing it for the last year and a half, even though he said he would stop.
Yeah, with the spotlight comes scrutiny, you know? It's kind of like what, like, you know, it's like the media, even then it's like, the media isn't like, you know, like CNN isn't stopping their 24-hour news cycle to fucking, to go in on PewDiePie.
Yeah.
But it should be noted because with like a lot of like just like for the longest time a lot of alt-right shit has been brewing on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's like so if you want to look at the face of what this like amounts to, it's PewDiePie. You know? Like this is how we got here. People like PewDiePie.
And you add on like just I'm pulling that blank, man. Fuck. I lost my train of thought. There was something about PewDiePie. I don't remember now. Something about news coverage in PewDiePie. Fuck. Oh, no, I remember now. So, the other defending point for PewDiePie, I mean, outside of like, you know, he made a mistake or whatever, which we can go into a million reasons why that's bullshit right now.
Right.
But let's go on he doesn't have a team.
Yeah.
He has 75 million subscribers, and he pulls in millions of dollars a year. His net worth was estimated at $7 million 2 years ago.
Right.
For himself, not including the people he was hiring to edit videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And the big complaint for him is he doesn't have a team that would go against his content. Hire a fucking team.
Yeah.
You had this issue a year and a half ago, and your complaint is that the media is hounding on you?
Right.
Hire a team so you don't make the fucking mistake so the media doesn't hound on you.
Right.
You have a responsibility as someone that high up to not, like, fucking make this shit build up.
Yeah.
We here at Graduates in Denial have a higher fucking standard for how we have to handle ourselves than PewDiePie does.
Yeah, I mean...
And
also,
we have 28 fucking subscribers.
Right. He also has a responsibility to himself because it's like, it's not just about... Like, even if you want to get beyond just, like, the ethical side of it.
Yeah.
You don't want to fuck up your money.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, spend now, like, you know, make sure that this doesn't happen again. So it's kind of just like beyond the ethics, it's like you don't want to fuck your money up.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the idea of it, even if it is just like one person like on a team or whatever, then it's kind of like, well then just stop trying to fucking distance yourself and just fuck like it's like. I don't know, it just seems like this like weird like you're trying to like change your stripes or whatever, but it's way too fucking late.
Yeah.
Like you're like, you know, you're in too deep. You're in too deep on the alt-right stuff. You know? So like I feel like it's kind of like you're doing like I feel like it would do a lot of people just like a big favor if you were to just like, you know, out yourself. Like, yay, this is what I believe in. Clear like it's not even that he's hiding. He's obviously said these things. So It's kind of just like I don't really feel sympathetic, especially just because like, you know, like you can buy a flock of publicists. Yeah. Like, you know, it's not that hard.
PewDiePie, if you need someone who will say you're not racist for $1 million a piece. I would consider it. I will disagree with you, and then maybe release a couple of things in a hidden newspaper that say you are in fact racist to keep my sanity. But $1 million is $1 million, man.
PewDiePie is looking at you like, are you wearing a wire?
It's like, I am not wearing a wire, Mr. Pie.
Mr. Pie.
Shit, he noticed us.
He's on
abort. But if you say abort around PewDiePie, then he'll make it like an abortion.
Right? It's just like, it's like, oh wait, even more. Actually, wait, keep the line running.
It's like you just hear I want to spend one day. And by one day, I mean 1 hour. Like watching PewDiePie behind the scenes when he thinks no one else is watching. Just to see exactly what the fuck comes out of his mouth. Because I swear to God, if what he's saying in public is as bad as it is, God only knows what's behind the scenes.
Right.
What is he like behind the scenes? A lot of people are like, he's a nice guy. But the neighbors of fucking Jews in fucking 1940s were nice people.
Right.
Until they were Nazis.
Yeah. You
can be nice outwardly, but you're still a fucking Nazi.
Right. It's like also just like the idea of like even if that is true, that makes it worse.
Yeah. That means he's only nice to his own kind.
Right. Or it's like not, or it's like if the idea of that you're like that you're really not, that you don't really believe this or whatever, it's kind of like you know better. So then why are you fucking staring at the pot? Like, you know. It's like regardless, it's just like shitty. And I think it's very interesting too, just because like to kind of like because they're both on the same topic or whatever, is that I think with the whole Kevin Hart thing.
Damn, you beat me to the transition.
It's very interesting because I feel like the type of scrutiny is like very similar.
Yeah.
So like for the whole shit with Kevin Hart or whatever, is that like he was selected to host the Oscars, and what felt like almost immediately, like a lot of people were feeling like, oh, you know, there's a lot of homophobic tweets and things like that, and then like some stand-up material that's like homophobic. It all like goes to the same idea of like, well, you know, if I would like I don't want my son to be gay, like, you know, like if he's doing something gay, I'll hit him and be like, stop, that's gay. And so it's kind of like I think it's fucked up what he did. And I'm gonna say and not but, because I feel like and is more fitting, because but almost seems like it's trying to justify it.
Yeah.
So I think it's fucked up that he said this. And I also feel that white celebrities aren't held to the same standard as black celebrities when it comes to having to make these types when it comes to just these types of controversies or whatever. Yeah. The interesting thing about the whole Kevin Hart situation is that like he stepped down because he didn't want to apologize, but then he also apologized afterwards. But also there wasn't really that much of a backlash. Like GLAAD didn't want Kevin Hart to step down. They actually wanted to make a teachable moment out of this, you know? And so it's kind of just like, you know, you have like the bar is so low when it comes to these things, like be it for PewDiePie, for Kevin Hart, you know, it's just like, just acknowledge what you did, and then for the most part, most people will probably be over it. And then even then, it's just like with both Kevin Hart and PewDiePie, PewDiePie's like distanced himself from it, and Kevin Hart has like made the claim that he has apologized or whatever, or more so that he's, you know, like similar to PewDiePie, that he's like he's not trying to make those jokes again because he doesn't want to fuck up his money.
Yeah.
And so it's just very like weird when it comes to like when it comes to just like celebrities and stuff. What's your take when it comes to like celebrities like apologizing for shit? Like, be it like independent of like Kevin Hart and like PewDiePie and stuff.
Honestly, if you're gonna apologize, fucking follow it up. Like, it's one thing to apologize about an action; it's another thing to change and work around that action.
Yeah,
I think like it's okay to do an apology.
Right.
With that and be like, yeah, I'm legitimately sorry about this, or like I didn't think about that, or like I just learned that this was bad or something.
Right.
Admit that you fucked up and work to change it. Maybe like, if you said really homophobic shit, and this is separate from Kevin Hart.
Right.
And you like realize, holy fuck, that was like why maybe I was born and it was ingrained in my head. I was raised in the Bronx or something. And
like for the time,
yeah,
that was okay.
And it's just like, you know what, I'm gonna do good by that. Maybe maybe donate some money to GLAAD or something. Maybe stop making the jokes.
Right.
Maybe that would be a good way to start. That'd show like, yeah, I want to at least help now. Now that I'm in a position where I can, and I really want to feel sorry, why not just help? Yeah. There's ways to do it, especially if you have the money coming in. Just fucking donate something. That's more just donating like a couple $100,000.
Yeah.
I'm acting like that's not a lot of money. Even doing that is doing more than just saying I'm sorry and then not doing anything, not changing.
Right.
Like, you're at that point, they've said it, I think it's been said before, like philanthropy is its own like PR.
Yeah, it is.
That right there is such a good way to like jump over that hurdle of like, I fucked up.
Right.
That's if you're actually sorry. If you're not actually sorry, then you start getting like people repeating their mistakes. Because at some point, a mistake, if it's done 5 times, is no longer a mistake. Right. It's intentional.
I mean, that's kind of the thing about like PewDiePie and Kevin Hart is that they aren't really, as far as like documents go, they aren't sorry.
No.
Like Kevin Hart didn't really apologize. It was kind of like, well, I don't want to fuck up my money. You said, I'm not trying to be at the check cashing place or whatever, and and PewDiePie is just trying to distance himself from that stuff, and so it's just like I think it's very, I think in order for like the apology to be authentic, I think you have to really be sorry and like realizing like what you did. Like it's also because it's like. I think that's like the weird thing about Kevin Hart. Like people are coming to Kevin Hart's defense and saying that he already apologized, and that like, well, if he already apologized, well, why does he have to apologize again? Like it's, I don't really it's just it's very interesting with that. Yeah. I feel like like similar to how you feel like when celebrities apologize. I think, time is always kind of just like the best litmus test. Yeah. Just because when given the opportunity to kind of like do something different, it you can kind of tell when there'll be change. Like that was kind of like the whole thing with like Kevin Hart. Yeah. Like if he was really sorry, I feel like if he was really sorry, I don't really see how hard it would be to apologize since he ended up doing it anyway. Yeah. Like it's kind of just like instead it just turned into this weird form of like grandstanding or whatever, and then turning yourself unnecessarily into a martyr. Yeah. Like that was the weird thing about it too. It was just like why. Well,
that starts bringing up the whole like. At what point does the martyrdom become I want to be seen as the victim or the tragic hero here?
Right. Like it's like, it's like people are like, oh, at the end he stuck true to himself or he stood true to his his code or whatever, but he apologized. He's just not hosting the Oscars, which is especially weird just because it's like you don't really like YouTube is a bit different, so like you can kind of like. Do I guess like be on some weird shit or whatever, but Hollywood isn't YouTube. Yeah. Like if you like there's only so far you can go without having to answer for something. Yeah. Or having to kind of be, you're gonna, especially like just for like someone like for Kevin Hart or whatever, it's like if you want to get into that trajectory of like being in serious movies and making serious movie money, like even that, like I just saw like a trailer for him about like a movie that he's doing with like Bryan Cranston or whatever, and that's like some like feel good, serious-esque movie. You know, like, if you want to make more of those, you're going to have to cool. You're going to have to, like, you know, chill the fuck out, which is why he ended up making that apology anyway. Like I don't know. Interestingly enough, do you feel like if you've apologized for something that you have to apologize for it again?
I think it depends. Like, then again, when talking to me, I apologize 100 times for something because I don't know if, like, it's one of those, like, I'm sorry kind of things. But, like, it depends. I think it just depends on the time.
Right.
Like, if you apologize for something in 2014 and then you get caught with something in 2018, you should probably apologize a second time.
Yeah.
If it's the same tweet or something, it's probably okay to be like, hey, I apologized once, but, like, let me reiterate, I'm sorry. Like, I think there's something okay with a second apology. Like, if we want to bring, like, James Gunn did a second apology.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jeff, just for James Gunn.
Yeah.
But, and as far as, like, I can tell, James Gunn didn't do any tweets past 2010 about the stuff that he was fired for.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a different way of handling it. So I think a second apology is okay. Yeah. Especially if it feels necessary. Like, in that case, the whole question, especially for Kevin Hart, was apologize or step down.
Right.
And then he did both.
Yeah, it was very weird.
It's like,
because he had some people that felt like he apologized before. Why does he have to apologize again? And then, like, you know, like, other people was just like, well, like, and then, you know, you had, like, the unfortunate, not necessarily unfortunate, but kind of, like, I think that annoys me sometimes, like, just, like, that intersection or whatever, where it kind of, it's like the Bill Cosby thing.
Yeah.
It then turns into, well, when, fucking white men don't have to do this, so why do we have to do it or whatever? And then you know, people that, you know, that exposes people into how they really feel, like, you know, like the whole, like, putting Bill Cosby up against Woody Allen when they're both fucking bad people. You know, it doesn't really make a, like, two wrongs don't make a right or whatever.
They should both be in jail.
Yeah. Like, they're both pretty fucking disgusting. Yeah, like I don't know. Like, I think it's just, it's just, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like if you've apologized for something that you did before and you're being put to a bigger platform, just apologize again. Yeah. Especially because, like, you know, where Kevin Hart, if this is true, or with what people are saying are correct, this apology happened in 2014 or something like that. So 4 years ago, Kevin Hart wasn't gonna host the Oscars. Now he's gonna host the Oscars. So getting, like, you know, you to have some certain things you're gonna have to reiterate. Yeah, it's no different than, like, if you're, like, you know, it's just like with anything else you're gonna have to reiterate. Like,
it's like getting a job promotion. If you fucking, like, or if you're getting a new job, if you committed a crime or, like, a petty crime or something, they're gonna ask you about it the second time, right? Like they did the first time. You have to reiterate, you know, and explain it. I'm not. Well, I guess in this case, it kind of is. It's not similar, but it's there. There's, like, it's this whole thing of, like, he was sorry in 2014. And now he's on a platform where people are putting him up against the wall. If he was sorry in 2014, he would be sorry now. Right.
It's also
in
just
theory.
Like, exactly. It's also just, like, a wider platform of people. Yeah. So some people who aren't going to know that you apologized in 2014.
Yeah, you're not PewDiePie numbers here.
Right.
I can't believe I can say that and it be legitimate,
but even then, it's like, even still, it's kind of like, you know, if you're PewDiePie's 50 million subscriber or whatever, what you know of him is going to be different by the time you meet him at the 75 million subscriber mark.
That's true.
So it's like, you know, like, when you're meeting new audiences, there's certain things that you're going to have to reintroduce. It's no different like that with fucking musicians or whatever. Yeah. So it's kind of just like, why do you feel like it would be any different? You know, and then also just, like, the notion that it creates in regards to just, like, that's, like, really fucking annoying. More so, just, like, like something that like just like from my experience, just like at college or whatever, is like the idea that is like the notion that like black men are the only homophobic people or whatever is like really is like I feel like that seeing that like brought out like seeing that like it creates or harkens to like a very like dangerous like stereotype and stuff.
It's pretty much creating false validity for the stereotype,
right? A confirmation bias.
Yeah
Like I think that's always like a pain in the ass. But no, I definitely feel like if you just make the apology, like it costs nothing too.
It's literally like, in fact, if you make the apology, the chance that you're probably going to see a quick raise there is high.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally in your best business interest to have, like, just going from, like, let's go into Kevin Hart's shoes for a second.
Yeah.
If Kevin Hart made the apology and stayed the Oscar host, he would have gained the whole, like, he's more aware now.
Yeah.
Stayed the Oscars host, which was his dream, apparently. And probably have gotten a raise in money.
Yeah.
And then could go on and go to his next movie premiere like more confident that he did something.
Yeah.
Instead, he went roundabout, dropped from the post, then apologized in a way that made him look like he was running away from it.
Right.
Because he might actually still believe it.
Yeah. GLAAD did not want to take...
They literally wanted to use him as an example of like, you can learn.
Right. A teachable moment. Niggas don't want to learn.
He literally had not everything stacked in his favor, but he had stuff there ready to go if he just said sorry.
Right. Like GLAAD literally was like, he didn't want him to step down.
GLAAD was glad to give that Elliot.
Right. Like it was.
I want to make a GLAAD show.
Like, you know, it's kind of like so that like it's just like this. It's the same thing with the PewDiePie shit, with the Kodak shit. Like this idea of like, you know, that you're being held to this fire or whatever. Yeah. When in actuality or whatever, like, you know, there's really no accountability anymore. There's not too much, you know. So it's like you can kind of no one is really canceled. Like,
that's just how it is.